Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. You're probably wondering what this is. This is Interactive Horror Stories. I made a video on this a long time ago. I cannot seem to remember either. A good 3-4 months ago, I think. And I realized yesterday that it was October. So I'm going to try and post horror games throughout the entire month until the month ends. And then I'll go back to kind of the cycle between horror and regular games, or there might be more regular games in the rotation of videos. So we did the doll. Okay. We did the doll the first time I played this, and then we were after that. We didn't do this one yet. I did the other one. I got the ending for that, and I don't know how I'm going to get a thumbnail, because I normally just Google it and search through images to try and find one that's not specifically created by somebody. I don't want to steal their stuff, so I don't want to get copyrighted either. So let's get into this, I guess. After Funeral is a modern gothic horror story that takes place 3 days after your son's burial. You receive messages in your computer. Thus claim to be sent by your son's soul. He says that he wants to be with you once again, and he asks you a few things in order to be resurrected. Will you believe in the messages? Alright, so the only reason I went to this game was because I already had it installed and I was trying to find a good horror game to play, but I couldn't find one. I know I already have a text-based game going right now called Disturbed, but I had this one in stock, so I decided it would be a good way to kind of like just kick off this kind of month, maybe. I mean, it's not exactly as horrifying as SCP, which I probably should have played, but yeah. You used to be a father. It has been 3 days since your son Jonathan White was buried in a graveyard of a local church. He was 8 years old. He had golden hair and blue eyes, just like the beloved man in the Carpenter's song, "Close to You." Since your wife passed away giving birth to Jonathan, and since he has been your everything, he was your angel. Now he's gone. He died on a snowy winter morning. You had gone to the market, leaving him alone at home. When you arrived at home, you found Jonathan lying on the bed, motionless. His face was covered with his pillow, choked. Police couldn't find any trace of trespassing. You clearly remember the solemn moments of Jonathan's funeral. In fact, you tried to forget, but the details are in front of your eyes, and they won't go away. The priests and prayers, those you are not so familiar with. You are not so religious. While the lifeless body of your son laid in the church, his feet were turned to the east. He was wearing black suits and shiny shoes. His skin was pale. He was way too young for this. You wished it was only you lying there instead of him. Like I really did well in that one video, but now I'm here now, and I can't seem to speak at all. Like the day Jonathan died, it's a snowy day in all of Ohio. There are 3 inches of snow outside. It's 4 p.m. now. I'm just guessing. That's military time, or whatever you want to call it. You are a writer who has been on writer's block since that day. Your favorite word, processor, is open in the computer. The screen is blank and you haven't written anything for a long time. There are cigar butts in the ashtray, and your black hot coffee in a blue cup on your work table. You chain smoke and consume a lot of coffee nowadays. I forgot that this has sounds. As you're sipping the coffee, the doorbell rings. You open the door. It's Bob, your neighbor and friend. You had drunk beers and had barbecue with him for several times. Bob is a nice guy. He's overweight, has short, black hair, and has no facial hair. He wears a dark blue jacket and a black beanie. Hey, how are you? I wanted to ask how you've been. I'm still depressed. Bob replies, "Oh, I can imagine how hard it is. I've never had kids, but I had a cat. When I was younger, I loved her as my daughter. Then I had to bury her to the garden myself. It was tough. I know how much you love Jonathan. I'm shocked like you see today." Okay. Bob continues. "I'm going to the market right now. Do you need anything? You remember that you're running out of cigars. No, thank you. Okay, man. See you later." You say goodbye to Bob, too. Then he goes, you close the door, and sit back on your work table. You look at the computer screen that should have been blank, but no, it's not blank. Something is written. "Daddy, I miss you." You type Jonathan at the computer. The new letters get appended at the text of the screen. Whoever types it, he, she, it writes fast. When they are finished, they form 2 sentences. "I can hear you, Daddy. Talk to me." Jonathan? After you shout your deceased son's name out, new letters appear and form a reply. "Yes, it is me." You are not a computer engineer, but you know that this is possible to hack someone's computer and pull a prank on him. If the computer is online, your computer is connected to the internet with an Ethernet cable. Crouch down frantically and pull the Ethernet cable from your computer. You expect that nothing else will be written, but no, you are wrong. I'm in the computer. How is this possible, Jonathan? Good Lord said I should be together with you. He said that I love you and you love me, so he sent me back. I'm so afraid, Daddy. It is so cold and dark. I'm so cold here. Please bring me back. Do you want to see me once more? No, I don't think it is right. What? Are you sure, Daddy? Yes, I should not talk with ghosts. You are not Jonathan. No, I want to be with you, Jonathan. I should not talk to ghosts. Whoa. Hi. Oh, that's what a son. 8 years old and he already knows words that he shouldn't. Then the glass of your monitor gets broke by itself. There's a large crack on the screen that has gone black. You won't be able to use the computer anymore today. After the scary and annoying text you received, you no longer experience anything supernatural today. You go to the market to buy a new pack of cigarettes and you need them today. You don't want to write anything. You can't do it, even if you want to. You need to buy a new monitor first. It's midnight and you decide to go to sleep, so you take your sleeping pills and it takes 1 to 2 hours to sleep. You see your deceased pretty wife in your dream, except that she's not pretty anymore because she's a rotten corpse, skeleton to be exact, lying within her coffin. You can't expect much to be left from her body after 8 years of death and decay. What makes the dream worse is that the fact that she is moving. She rests inside the coffin. You can feel her pain and despair by moving. Stop it with the doorbell! You wake up, the sound of the doorbell rings, you take okay, it's 10 a.m. You wear your slippers and open the door. It's Bob. Hello, I need to show you something. He holds a newspaper in his hand and there's anxiety in his face. Take the newspaper. It's Ohio's local newspaper. What? Another kid choked to death. Officers are investigating the curious case of repeated deaths of kids in the state. Yesterday night, a 6-year-old kid, Kevin Madsen, was found dead in his bed by his parents. His face was covered with his pillow. What makes this so interesting for officers is this is the 7th time a boy died this way this month in Ohio. Recently, 8 years old kid Jonathan White also died with a pillow on his face. Sheriff Wolcott states that he finds the recent events quite interesting. The end. There are 2 possible endings. Okay, that face scared me. Why? Alright, so... what straight up happens if I just straight up turn off the computer? Oh, I have a choice not to open the door. No thank you. You turn off the computer and the monitor screen goes black. Then nothing else appears on the screen. You don't find anything to write in your novel, so you don't need to turn on the computer once again. And yes, also the text disturbed you. You don't experience anything supernatural during the rest of the day. At night you take your sleeping pills to fall asleep. You are having a vivid dream. You see Jonathan in a garden with green grass and colorful flowers. He runs around with happiness and angels. There are white dresses, angels around him. Everyone is smiling. You are not a part of this dream. Jonathan doesn't see you, but you're still content with seeing him happy. In this Eden, he was always a benevolent boy. After all, he deserved to go to heaven. You wake up to the sound of the clock. Okay. So this. Okay. So can I Oh, I can. I remember now. I need to open the door. Need this. And I need him to go get me a pack of cigarettes. Oh, you need cigarettes? He puts his hand in his pocket. They pulls out a pack of cigarettes. Maybe I'm a bad friend for doing this, but anyways, take this. I'll buy myself another pack in the market. Okay, never mind. Jonathan? How is this possible, Jonathan? Okay, so this is, yes. Find 5 candles and wait for midnight. Bye for now, Daddy. You have got only 1 candle in the house. You normally use the candle when the electricity's gone, so you don't need to buy. I'm gonna go buy them from a market. So you wear your long beige coat, black leather boots, and walk to the market to buy 4 candles. Then you return home. At home, you wait in front of your monitor. Nothing happens till midnight. Then you see a message. I'm back, Daddy. Did you bring the candles? Yes. Good. Let me explain how you can bring me back. Go to the cemetery, dig my grave, bring my coffin home. Okay. We shall speak again once you bring my coffin. You know it is insane what you do, but you get prepared to get outside. You wear your coat, get outside your home. It's snowing like hell. A cold interruption of hell. Outside the sky was bright, purple color, illuminating the night. With the help of a full moon before the clouds, you get in your car and start it. The streets and roads are empty, and there's only you outside in this hour of night. It doesn't take long for you to arrive at the church and its graveyard. The graveyard is covered with snow and gray mist. No lights come from the church. Either there's nobody inside or the priest is sleeping. That's good. You can't be seen while digging in your son's grave. You find the grave of your son and wife, Jonathan White, was buried next to his... Wait, what? Dawn White. Okay. You searched for a shovel. You found it about 10 minutes ago. My ears. You're digging Jonathan's grave about 6 feet. Okay, I hate that. Stop it. Thank you. After 6 feet of digging, you reach the wooden coffin. You climb down and carry the coffin up. After that, you climb up, carry the dirty coffin to your car's back seat. You had never done this bizarre thing before. After you reach home, you get off your car and carry the coffin home. Luckily, there is nobody around. Drive the coffin to your living room center, and you don't care about the floor getting dirty with soil. Thank you, Daddy. It's written on the board. Now put the candles. You carefully place the candles around the coffin, making it the center of the star. You start to light the... Now read this aloud, Daddy. A lonely goat on a mountain he is thirsty for human love and affection. I shall give him in the water. Satan. You read the lines, and the coffin starts to shake. The coffin lid gets opened slowly. You see Jonathan opening the lid and raising up. His skin is pale, almost white. You can smell the rot of his undead corpse. He's wearing the black suit you couldn't forget. He stands on his feet and smiles at you. Then he steps outside the coffin, away from you, without saying anything, and he does something you wouldn't expect from the dead. He dances with joy. After half an hour, he stops dancing, stares at you. His eyes are still blue. Take me in your arms, Teddy. Take me okay. It is impossible not to obey what he says. You feel this presence dominating the room, overwhelming you, and it's impossible to say no. You crouch down, take him in your arms, and carry him to the bathroom. You bring him to the dark bathroom, you turn on the light, and get horrified by what you see in the mirror. Your boy's reflection is different. His skin is burnt like coal. Jonathan had an innocent and handsome face. The face you see is so far from being pleasant. It is a really old man's face, who is also very ugly, and he has no hair. I've always wanted a daddy like you, says an eldritch. Okay, so I'm gonna attempt something here. I'm gonna just look and see what dialogue options I have. Don't open the door. The doorbell rings. It's probably Bob, your neighbor. You feel like... Okay. After washing your face, you look reflection in the mirror. Do you notice that your eyes got red, mostly because of the crying and being sleepless? You use your sleeping pills, but don't always work. I'm gonna just do this. See what happens. Oh, okay. Two possible. Okay, don't want to go that far just yet. I want to look at all the dialogue first before I begin to do anything. So open the door. And fine. He believes a lie. It's good that you are doing better, fam. Everyone knows losing a kid is hard to process, but I'm sure you will get over it. You are a strong man. Nah, no thanks, man. I need to do that. Dog barking, I don't really care. I'm gonna ask Bob. Bob, everything, because I think someone's pulling a prank on you. Yes, I want them. Very well, hit the candles. I want to say no. But I'm not going to get that far. Dig the grave first. This is too much. You can't give up. You're not Jonathan. Do you hear me? You're out of words and respond with a tantrum. No other messages appear. So you turn off the computer, no further notice. There's no reason to keep the coffin in your house. So you take it back to the graveyard and bury it back. When you come back home, you're so tired you don't need to take sleeping pills. Oh, man. Oh, that's funny. Why would you want to keep the graveyard? What a story. Don't make your 8-year-old son that died very mad, or else you'll spit profanities. Man, I'm sorry. I was not expecting that. But I guess I'm okay with it now. Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna take a sneak peek at what this other one would be, or this this other story. I don't know if I'll ever get back to it. You were a king who was lived by his people, who's loved by his people. You have a serious problem though. You're an only child. Julian has an incurable disease, and she's dying. Hear about a crystal skull which can cure illnesses and let people have visions. It is brought to your palace for content of America, from the continent America. But your man warns you that the skull might be cursed. Will the crystal skull bring health to your princess, or doom? Now that's a good question, and we're going to leave it off that, because, wow. First of all, I wasn't expecting that. Second of all, I don't think it was as good as, the second story wasn't as good as the first one, because that first one kind of had human-to-human interaction, but this one, not so much, and it kind of just said, hey, here's a story. Take it. I don't know what to say. I guess we'll just have to finish this game off and do the final 2 stories sometime, I guess. I'm going to have a hard time trying to find a Google image that I can make my own. So I guess I'm going to have to go do that now. Anyways, if you guys liked whatever this was, go ahead, leave a deck down below. Comment anything down below. It doesn't matter what it is. I don't care if it's a suggestion. Great. If you just want to comment anything, go on ahead. Subscribe to see more of my content as it goes up. Hit that bell if you want to be notified of it as well. I'll see you guys in the next episode of whatever I make. I don't know what this was. Oh, it's going to be fun to try and go find a nice thumbnail that I can, fix up and paint, because that's the only thing I have.